Hey, welcome back to Melgar Media. We have an exciting show for you today. I'm going to go through some of the shows that I'm watching right now, and I'm going to end on Star Wars Boba Fett Episode 6. So if you're not into that, you can click off when I'm done. But make sure you smash a like on this video if you're liking my content and you want to see some more. Let's start off today with Peacemaker, Episode 5. I'm loving James Gunn. I've loved everything that he's done thus far. Guardians of the Galaxy, especially, one of my favorites. I mean, I didn't even know what that was going to be about until I gave that the first viewing, and I was like sold. Love this director. Love the comedy, the dry humor, and everything behind that. I do have to say, I feel that there's a little bit of an overkill in Peacemaker. The jokes, they're heavy and fast, but there's not a whole lot of room for getting to enjoy the superhero aspects of even the anti-hero. It's kind of like The Boys, but it's just, there's a lot going on in the jokes all the time. And I'm pretty immature as an adult, and I love everything about fart jokes and all things like that. But, man, it gets a little out of hand. So I do enjoy it. I'm not sure how this is going to mix into the DC universe as a whole moving forward with their new plan, but I enjoy the viewing of it on the platform that it's on right now, on HBO Max. Right now, I give it between a 6.5 and a 7. Definitely not for kids, and we'll see where that goes after this first season. Next up, Raisin Bran. This is on Netflix. I didn't know if they were going to make a season 2 of this. This is about a widowed single mother that discovers her son has superpowers and tries to figure out how to raise him safely and responsibly. Really cool cast. It does have Michael B. Jordan in it as a supporting actor. So he's not in it a lot, but he does play the father. Cool concept behind it. The way that his innocence plays as he learns to use these powers is really fun. So I'd give that a watch. I gave the first season a 7-8 even. I like the actress that plays the mother as well. But yeah, give it a watch. The kid is super talented. He has just enough innocence, like I said, and he plays down the role a little bit. So when you're watching, keep that in mind. Next, the second trailer for Halo came out. What I am reading and what I've watched some other YouTubers put up is that this is actually and they've researched a lot further than I have, that this is actually going to be a prequel to what we've seen in some of the video games. If you're not a huge gamer and you're not into Halo, I'll make this short and sweet. But, I mean, we do see Master Chief in it, played by Pablo Schreiber, and he's from Den of Thieves as well as American Gods. I really like him. He's an up-and-coming Irish actor, I believe. But there's going to be 9 episodes in the first season. See how well it does. It's on Paramount Plus. I really hope that they don't go the bait and switch on it to where they make it seem in the trailers that it's about one thing, and you just kind of go down an avenue where it's like, man, went through a whole season waiting to see the stuff from the video games, and it's actually not even about that. But we shall see. I am excited either way to kind of see which direction they go with that. Next up, Raised by Wolves, Season 2 on HBO Max as well. I liked the first season. It was a little dark. It did drag out a little bit, but Ridley Scott produces, and it does have a lot of elements of some of his the stuff that he's been doing in the Alien franchise as well. And yeah, I do like it. I mean, anything he does with androids and things like that, I can get behind. And yeah, the plot of Raised by Wolves is the androids are tasked with raising human children on a mysterious planet. Everything starts to go wrong. There are other people from Earth, because Earth was torn apart by religious differences, and so they're sending out these androids and these kids to kind of rediscover new habitable planets. But there are people from Earth that are trying to track them down with devious intent. I liked it. It's dark. It's gritty. The trailer for season 2 looks even more action-packed. I think that they took some of the things that people were saying that didn't quite enjoy about the storytelling and the pace of storytelling to heart, and it looks really fast-paced and fun. So I'm excited to see season 2. I believe that first episode dropped last night even, so I'm excited to check that out. And in other news, Lord of the Rings, the series, The Rings of Power, dropped a whole bunch of new posters, and I'll be popping a few of those up right here for your viewing enjoyment. But if you hop on, I believe, IMDb and stuff like that, they have the whole array of them, and it is looking really cool. I think that, like I said, they're keeping to the whole visual aspect that Peter Jackson laid down, and they're going with that lore, which I really enjoy. And I hope that it sticks to the expectations that everybody has for, if you're a Lord of the Rings geek like myself. I think it's going to be amazing. Okay, don't forget, smash a like if you like what I'm doing here, so I can continue to do more of this. That being said, we are moving on to the Star Wars aspect. So if you're not super into Star Wars or not caught up on Boba Fett, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Anyone else? Here we go. Spoiler alert. Spoiler alert. I will be doing some spoilers in this episode because, wow, holy moly, this right here just takes it back. Even the end of the second season with Luke Skywalker, this was even more happiness and glee in that. There were so many times throughout the episodes that I had to stop and be like, is this happening? Am I seeing what I'm seeing? And it was just a beautiful, really well made, done episode, and directed by Dave Filoni. I thought, he just kills it. Anytime that you think that, Disney might have the reins a little too tight, he breaks off and does something like this. Him and Jon Favreau just like, nah, dude, we're about to blow up expectations, and they're really trying hard to kind of correct some of the things that we thought weren't amazing in the sequel trilogy. So it's not retconning; they're just kind of weaving new pieces in between to make it seem a little bit more intriguing. So, yeah, episode 6, there was a lot of returning characters. Cobb Vanth, played by Timothy Olyphant. I mean, he's good as a Westerner. If you haven't seen, Deadwood and Justified and things like that, he's perfect for this role. But he does return, and you get to see him in all of his glory as we span down back onto Tatooine, and you see where he's at right now, dealing with the Pike Syndicate. And there's just really cool, the scene itself, the way it's shot, everything is really amazing and really fun. Well shot, nice intro. And then we move on to Mando. They span out to this really beautiful space scene where Mando's in his new ship and he's flying towards a planet, which we believe is the same planet shown in the sequel trilogy, and where the Jedi Temple was in the flashbacks. And he comes in, lands his beautiful new ship in this open field above this really green mountainous area. And who do we see? Lo and behold, R2-D2. He's got his little radar out, checking to see who's coming in. He lands, has a nice brief chat with R2-D2, asking where Grogu is and Luke is. He's looking for Skywalker, he says, right out the gate, which you just get chills just hearing and thinking that, like, oh my God, we're about to see Luke again. And then they pan over to the temple being built by these droids, and they build him a little bench to wait, which is kind of like a callback to when Luke landed on Dagobah in Empire Strikes Back, and he had to wait for Yoda. So cool. And then, of course, they span over to Luke Skywalker. Wow, man. The deep fake that they have for this guy, the CGI deep fake that they have going for him now, is absolutely amazing. And it's even kind of scary because, I mean, it's really, really close to just like seeing old Luke. And it's done. They actually hired a gentleman who did a deep fake for the internet, and he goes by the name Shamuk. And he did such a good job after they did the original episode, or from episode 2, and he did a good job on the internet that they were like, we're hiring this guy. So they brought him on, and his work is just second to none. I mean, when I saw it, I had to double check, and I pressed pause and pulled up pictures of Luke from Return of the Jedi, because this is right after that. And I mean, it's dang close. They got the scar on the lip from when Mark Hamill had gotten in a car accident right before Empire Strikes Back, but they got the same scar and everything. The attention to detail is absolutely ridiculous. And they show him training little Grogu, and Grogu is there in all of his glory as well, trying to stay attentive, but he's got his ways. Even though he's 50, he's still, he's a little troll there, just trying to eat some frogs, trying to, he has a hard time focusing. But Luke's patience now, as the way he was trained in post Republic era, he has that new way of like, you can't just force a student to learn one way. And so he, with his patience, he talks through with Grogu. I mean, the training sequence that they go through then is a complete throwback to Empire Strikes Back, when Luke went to Dagobah and trained with Yoda. The actor that they have, the body double, I mean, it's so accurate, and they do like these CGI flips that look just like the same flips from Empire Strikes Back. I mean, just chills just thinking about it. I mean, ooh, so good. And during this training, though, he is asking Grogu if he remembers anything about his home planet and where he's from, because he knew someone like him, Yoda, who spoke in riddles, and he was like, would you like to remember? And he places his hand on Grogu's head, and he tries to help him remember his home planet, which you think, as a Star Wars fan, you're like, we're finally going to get to see where Yoda is from, one of the biggest mysteries in the Star Wars universe. But instead, we get some memories from Order 66 and Grogu at the Jedi Temple, and there's some Jedis defending him. And it kind of has the same hue as Anakin's visions from the prequels. And man, it's just the attention to detail that these guys have. That's what I love about Star Wars, and love where the direction it's going in now. And after he remembers this, he's kind of he brings him back into the training session, and he sits him down and tells him there's, remembering those type of things from a mentor of mine. And he does some quotes from Yoda that Yoda taught him during his training. All the while, Mandalorian Din Djarin is waiting to see Grogu, and who comes up to him while he's waiting on the bench? Rosario Dawson's Ahsoka Tano. Again, another returning character, which I love, and I can't wait to see her solo show. They're spiderwebbing this into like the Marvel universe did, and the attachments and the weaving of all of this is going to be absolutely amazing. And they have a brief conversation about the way that he's being taught as a Jedi and attachments, and he knows that Mando really wants to see him, and she knows that they miss each other. But if he interrupts the training, things could go south. And does he really want that for the kid? And there's no other safer place that he could be than on this planet with Luke, because he's trying to have Grogu be his very first student. And then after that, Mando decides to leave. Rosario Dawson meets up with Luke and Grogu, which is another moment that I was really waiting for, because the history of Ahsoka Tano, that she was Anakin's Padawan, has so much weight, because you're like, oh my God, these two have now met, the father and son. How did that conversation go? Well, they don't show us that yet. I believe that they'll probably show us in a flashback in the Ahsoka Tano show itself, and they'll link up again and talk about it. But she does reference Anakin, saying that Luke has a lot of traits as his father did, which gives you chills and just like warm all over it at the same time. Love that. And then the episode continues, and we go back to Tatooine. Cad Bane has a nice Western scenario that is very much out of the good, the bad, and the ugly. And then you kind of see a character just like Clint Eastwood from Good and Bad, because this character's outfit is designed after that. And fun fact. And off in the distance, when the steam's coming off of the sand, you see this flat bill, and who could it be? Cad Bane. If you don't know who Cad Bane is, Clone Wars, Rebels, this guy is one of the harshest bounty hunters out there. I won't give away who he's working for and what's going on there. That's towards the end of the episode. It's just something that you really need to watch. But they did such a good job of bringing him to live action, to the screen. I was so excited, so pumped, so much fun to see them really integrating all these characters from the animated, from prequels, sequels, and original trilogy. It is just glorious. And to end off the whole episode, they span back to Luke and Grogu in the finished hut, one of the parts of the temple, and Luke presents Grogu with a choice, and he shows him that Din Djarin had come and given him a gift. And if you saw the episode before, the chain link, it's a nice little mithril looking shirt, if Lord of the Rings reference there, but a protective shirt made from Beskar. And in the other hand, what does he pull out? Yoda's lightsaber. I mean, come on, just the lore, the back. Again, just feed it to me. I love it. Just taking it all in. And then they span out, and that is the end of the episode. And I stood up and clapped. I mean, standing ovation to that episode. Really thoroughly, 10 out of 10. Keep it coming. I get it. I know a lot of people are going to be like, where was Boba Fett? There was a little bit of Boba Fett in there when Din Djarin went back to Tatooine, but I'm not mad at this. This is the expectations being diverted in the way that I like, not in the sequels. I wasn't a big fan, but this I'm all for. There's just bonus episodes. They're leading up to a grand finale in the next episode 7 to finish it all off. And this is just all, like I said, going to intertwine with the other live action shows that are coming up. And then hopefully by the time we get to the next big movie on the big screen, theatrical, that things are in place that you're just going to be so pumped to go in there and be like, yes, we're back on track. This is Star Wars. And I'm going to love that. I'm going to buy, rewatch, and add it to the collection. Okay, well, that's a lot of excitement for one day. Thanks for watching. Big review on Boba Fett and what's coming up next. Don't forget, please smash the like below. I will be breaking off and doing a separate Star Wars channel when Obi-Wan Kenobi show comes out, and I will have a guest who knows a ton of Star Wars. I'm talking about the encyclopedia, the comics, the books, the movies, the shows, every little thing. He is into the toys, new and old. So that'll be exciting. So we'll bring up more topics and dive further into that. But like, subscribe, and share, and like. So my motto here is to get you to like and subscribe so I can quit my 8 to 5 or not go back to my 8 and 5. Anyway, thanks for watching. We'll see you next time. Take care of each other. Be safe. Much love. Peace.